All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, very excited to be talking to an individual who has quite the kickboxing clash going down at 173 and taking on Takeru in a very highly anticipated bout. Very excited to have Denis Puric on Bowks Talking Bouts to cover this upcoming fight and a few other topics. But first off, just curious how your day's going so far, Dennis.
Oh man, it's been amazing, man. The training camp has been awesome. At least this time around, I had a pretty long notice, right? Been in camp now for about 3.5 months, almost 4 months. So, considering my old ass, the age, I'm gonna need longer camp. So I'm very grateful for the time that they've given me for this event because I'm coming in shape this time. So
And it just seems like such an exciting opportunity, especially with, I guess, the localized connection that Takeru has to the market because such a big Japanese superstar over there. So, yeah, just a cool environment there at Ariake Arena in Tokyo and really speak to your gamesmanship fighting someone who's not just of such a high caliber, but also on their home turf. So, love to see that.
yes, sir. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Most of my fights, like I said before, most of my fights have been on enemy territories, what I call it. So, nothing new to me. I'm excited for the fight. I'm excited to perform in front of the Japanese fans.
Yeah, it just seems like such a stacked card as well. Just so many like incredible matchups. I mean, that Superbon versus Noiri fight certainly an intriguing one. Like, do you have any particular thoughts on that one?
I have no thoughts or nothing but my fight, man. That's the only thing I'm focused on. Of course, I'm excited to watch the whole event, but I'm mostly focused on my fight and crushing this guy on his home turf.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it seems like both of you are coming in very game as well. Because I was seeing a bjpen.com article where Takeru was talking about just how he expects an explosive encounter, just sees you as someone that he described as an incredibly aggressive fighter who loves to trade shots. That was his operative wording. So it seems like he's aware of what he's getting into as well.
Yeah. Well, you should be. You should be. Yeah, I'm bringing in, a lot of aggressiveness and, you know, Takeru's no slouch either. So I'm excited for a war, man. I know it's gonna be a war. So looking forward to that.
And if you did get your ideal outcome in this fight, like how much of a feather in your cap would it be to get a victory over a former K1 champion who's one of the more, I guess, standout contenders in the one championship ranks nowadays, also?
Oh yeah, I mean, this fight means, one of the biggest fights of my career for sure. So I'm looking to go in there and, showcase my skill and hopefully dominating the fight and coming out with the W because my eyesight's on that title next, and I'm sure if I beat the Takeru in fashion that I will get that shot, hopefully.
And it's interesting because you have experience in the one circle in Muay Thai as well as kickboxing, and this one is obviously an upcoming kickboxing bout. But do you have particular title aspirations for the Muay Thai belt or the kickboxing title, or is any one championship title
No,
opportunity?
I,
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave these guys alone in the Muay Thai world, but right now I think I'm going to just stick with kickboxing, straight kickboxing. I want to beat the Takeru, and then hopefully I want to get that title shot, whether it's with Rodtang again, or I don't think Superlek can make that weight. So it's either gonna have to be for the interim title or Superlek steps down because I've had a conversation with him, and he's like, I don't think he's gonna be able to make that weight since he fights in 145 now. So it's not easy to go down again once you go up. But hey, you never know. You never know if these guys can really focus on, uh, you know, their diet and stuff. But Yeah, from what I know, I don't think super. If I do win the fight, I don't think Superlek will be fighting in that weight class anymore. I mean, it's been more than 2 years now. So, yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to beating this guy and hopefully getting a title shot, whether it's with Takeru, I mean, whether it's Rodtang or Superlek. Doesn't really matter. I just want to get that shot.
I guess as a competitor looking to climb the divisional hierarchy, do you, I guess, find it kind of frustrating or feel a particular kind of way that Superlek is still in that spot when, per your characterization, it seems like he's not going to be dropping back down to flyweight anytime soon? Like, would you like, I guess, a certain level of clarity within your division or even like a clearly defined idea of who the champion is in a more, I guess, longevity minded kind of way?
Yeah, of course. And, would be nice to know what's really going on. The kickboxing division, the flyweight division has been pretty slow, right? Um, they just they just started picking it back up um, earlier this year, but if you really look at it, if you look back, the flyweight kickboxing division has been very kind of slow. Um, but I guess it's picking up now since Takeru's the talk of the town, and I know they got a bunch of other Japanese fighters that they signed recently. So I'm looking to pick up that division, make it moving, and like I said, I want to stay in the kickboxing. Considering my age, it's hard to you know Muay Thai is a harder sport than kickboxing for sure. So considering the age, I feel like I can perform way better in kickboxing. So I'm looking to stick with kickboxing, and like I said, get the title shot, get this division moving.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it does make sense. I was actually going to ask you about why you, I guess, are choosing kickboxing over Muay Thai, but yeah, well articulated there and definitely makes sense. And you mentioned the Rodtang rematch as being a possibility in the future, or at the very least, a fight you would want to pursue again. And you guys did have that first fight under kickboxing rules. So presumably this rematch would also take place under kickboxing rules in your mind.
Yes, yes, for sure. I think so.
And I know you said you're focusing more so on the kickboxing, but like I said, you do have the Muay Thai experience. And considering you previously, fought Rod Tang, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't get your thoughts on that upcoming Rod Tang versus Nong-O fight for the vacant flyweight Muay Thai title at 173 coming up.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Super stoked for the both of them. Both of them are close friends of mine. I trained with Nong-O, and since me and Rodtang fought, we became close friends. And I'm super pumped to see that. Two extremely high level Muay Thai guys and very very entertaining fighters to watch. So I'm stoked to watch them fight, and may the best man win.
Yeah, it's just such an exciting fight for sure. Definitely, something that kind of underscores that idea I was talking about before about how stacked this 173 card is and everything like that. But you're talking about how squarely focused you are on this fight, and that definitely makes sense. I guess looking at the X's and O's of what Takeru brings to the table, and I guess what your I guess strategy you're looking to implement is like, I guess, how do you assess Takeru in terms of like some of his better skills and what he's going to bring to the ring in terms of what you think his methodology is going to be? Like, what are you, I guess, game planning for in a certain sense without revealing too many of your cards, I guess?
Yeah. Again, Takeru is a freaking legend. Super um high paced fighter. Um, Super fast. I know he's gonna bring that speed. Um, I know he's gonna try to go for my body, considering I've been dropped. My last two fights, I've been dropped with the body shot. That's something I've been working on. fixing those mistakes, making sure it doesn't happen. I also didn't recover very well from the first. I lost to Ilyas Mahmoudi to a body shot. Literally ripped my body up into pieces because a taller guy. Every time I came in, I would be eating knees and stuff like that. And then I fought maybe like 4 months right after that, 3 or 4 months right after that, and I wasn't fully recovered, and I got dropped with a body shot again. So now, I've had about 6 months to work on it. I healed up properly, been working on the core and strengthening up the body really well. So making sure that that doesn't happen again. Um, I know Takeru's strengths and weaknesses. I feel like again, his strengths are going to be the speed. He's going to try to do the body, the toe stabs or whatever you call those kicks. They have a name for it. And I know he's going to try to do the calf kicks as well. And that's literally all that I see from him. He doesn't have much power, but he is very fast. So he's going to be probably doing a lot of that pitter patter shit where it does, wear you out, as the fight goes on. So, my plan is just to go in there and just cut his lights out. I know I'm gonna touch him. Doesn't have his. I feel like his skin is very weak. So, and the way he fights his guard is very open. So, I feel like I just gotta go in there. I gotta touch him, man. Pretty sure I'm gonna rock him early.
Yeah, and that's kind of, I guess, been an emergent sentiment that I've seen from some people. Just like maybe Takeru is more, I guess, defensively vulnerable or chinny or whatever wording you want to use in that kind of regard. Is that something that you are perceiving as well? I mean, I was kind of getting that from your description there almost, but just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna wear that chin down, and I'm eventually gonna shut his lights off. Um, yeah. So I'm not gonna let him do too much work because again, he's younger. He's got more stamina than me. I gotta just basically blitz and just use my footwork in and out a lot, making sure I don't get hit while I'm outside and blitz when I come inside. His kicks are out the window, so he's gonna have boxing left. His boxing is not the greatest. I feel like I have better boxing than him. I feel like I have more power than him, and I think that's where it's gonna play out.
And you kind of mentioned a bit earlier some of the people that you've, I guess, historically gotten in training with and all that. And I know you have your own gym in Hamilton, Soy Dogs MMA, which I've seen referenced in some different features and stuff like that. But I've also seen instances of you at cross training in Thailand while still kind of maintaining that space. Is that still the, dynamic that you're courting nowadays and working with?
Yes, yes. I actually hired a new coach uh, with Adam Lloyd that's based here in Hamilton, Ontario, not too far from the gym that I'm at. My old coach that helped me prepare for the Rodtang fight, he actually ended up leaving Thailand, so I had to find a new coach. My buddy Claude Patrick has introduced me to the man that I'm working with today, Adam Lloyd. The guy's fucking. I call him Doctor Lloyd because he's like a freaking scientist when it comes to analyzing and knowing the body. So yeah, been working with him. I still have guys that I work with, hit pads and stuff like that, just to keep it sharp. But for me, mostly is working on strength and conditioning, making sure that I'm in good. My cardio is good, my endurance is good, because I can fight, man. I'm not gonna be changing my style at 40 years old. You know what I mean? So I can fight. I just need to be in shape. Number one, So uh, mostly working with the strength and conditioning guy. Like I said, I'm working with my guys at my gym. I have a lot of bodies to work with in sparring, doing drills, and then I have a few guys that I work with hitting pads and stuff. So shout out to Romel from Milton Muay Thai. He's been helping me, holding pads for me and just helping me get in shape and stuff like that. So I feel like we got a good thing going right now, and I'm feeling good, man. You know, we got 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, and I'm already in fight shape, so feeling great.
Yeah, I love hearing that, man. And it's cool to see different fighters with, ties to Canada competing on this card and a little bit of a different part of Canada, but cool to see Jake Peacock representing on this card as well. Just a couple lads with Canadian ties showing out in Japan as a fellow, Canadian. Love to see it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm also excited to see Jay Peacock. That guy always brings style to the game, especially being the one arm bandit. That's what we should call him. That should be his walkout or his fight name. But yeah, man, the kid's a stud. I feel like he's an awkward guy to fight, considering he's got one arm and a freaking whatever he's got on the other arm. you know. But I'm excited to watch him, man. I'm a big fan and also I'm a supporter. I support our fellow Canadians, and I feel like both of us are gonna go out there and represent the country, and I feel like our countrymen will be proud.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did mention earlier some of the, I guess, cross training efforts that have happened in prior instances in Thailand. But it seemed like one of your earlier fights was there in a very interesting situation. And I know you've talked about this in some other interviews, but I'm so curious to, I guess, get your perspective on being part of that prison fights program. It seems like it was quite a mind blowing experience, like a cool one, but still a very curious one all the same. So curious to get some insights on that.
I don't really want to talk about it. Last time somebody they made an article about that and saying he was beaten by a guy in prison. Like considering everything that I've done with my career, that's the one uh article that I had to put up mentioning that I fought in prison. Like, come on, dude. I fought all on some of the biggest cards in the world, and you're gonna mention the one prison fight that I've had. Like, the prison fights happen in Thailand. They have a program for for the inmates. They fight basically to get their time reduced. And obviously, they got to be on good behavior, but I don't really want to talk about that, man. There's so much more that I've done in my career besides the freaking prison fight. Yeah, it was an exciting time. I mean, it was a cool project that I did, but I don't really want to talk about it because the last time I talked about that, they asked me questions. That's the first thing that they brought up. Like, they wrote the headline was something stupid like, "Oh, a fighter was beaten by a prison or something like an inmate or something like that." It kind of it didn't sit well with me, so I don't really want to talk about that because it's fucking stupid. It's stupid the way people react to it. And it kind of bothered me, so don't really want to talk about it.
No, I mean, that's fair enough. And I admittedly didn't know about that dynamic for you. So, yeah, I mean, definitely don't have to talk about it. And like you said, you have done and continue to do so much in your career. Like, I just love the gym culture you have with Soy Dogs MMA as well, just in terms of like having that outlet for certain local youth to come out to and just, direct that energy in a certain positive direction and stuff like that. So I get what you mean. Yeah, definitely more topics to talk about. And I guess in that context, cool to see the way you give back to your surrounding community and everything like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we do great things for the kids, man. We take them off the street. We try to give them opportunities to focus and give them a better life, or give them a chance at a better life, and through martial arts. It's something that saved me. I came to Canada as a refugee in '97, and martial arts has changed my life, helped me feed my family, and really, my parents came to Canada to give me a better life. Um, for the first 10 to 15 years, it wasn't great because I also got into trouble a lot myself growing up. We were put in an area. It was like a low income area. It was a lot of them lot of us were basically refugees. I grew up around Cambodian people. We all grew up in the same area. It's basically where they put all the refugees or immigrants in one place. So I grew up with a lot of Cambodian people that came here from their war torn countries. You know, their parents brought them here to live a better life. Now, um, got into a lot of trouble just because there was a lot of gang. There was a lot of gang affiliation, a lot of gang banging happening when I first moved here. I'm an only child. I was young, so you know I had to get in with a group of people just to be able to protect myself, my family. You know, so did some foul shit. You know, I was never a bad guy growing up, but you know, it's just certain situations lead you to you know get in trouble, and I really I really used the martial arts to kind of steer me to go straight. You know, I put my parents through a lot. They went through a lot already. You know, going through the wars in Bosnia and then coming to Canada just to you know give them shit again and giving them a hard time growing up. You know, getting in trouble. So what happened was, you know, I took off to Thailand, spent some time there, and it really changed my perspective on how I see things in life. You know, so then I just kind of really, when I came back, I really worked hard on earning some money just to go back and really focus on that because being away from here um, helped me stay out of trouble and focus on my career and you know, achieved a lot of things. I mean, I fought in some of the biggest events in the world, you know, starting with K1, Bellator, Kunlun fight, one championship, some Top King World Series, and some of the biggest events against some of the biggest names in the world. And I'm 40 years old now and I'm still doing it, you know, which, again, feel super blessed that I'm still able to be doing what I love at the highest level at the same time.
No, yeah, definitely a lot to be proud of in that kind of regard. I mean, a victory in MMA over Alatang Hey Lee, for instance, who's still fighting in the UFC and has had recent fights and whatnot. So, I mean, that speaks volumes as well, just even in terms of the success across multiple combat sports.
Yeah, I also fought Terrion Ware. Uh, came in, I think he came in 6 pounds overweight too. Beat his ass. He was the guy that fought Sugar Sean O'Malley. So I have two or three UFC guys under my belt that I've beat. So, you know, pretty proud of that too.
Is there anything that stands out in your career as a thing you're like, I guess, most crystallized in terms of like what you're most proud of, like a capstone achievement? Like if someone put it out to you, like what's the thing you're most proud of, like in the context of your competitive fighting efforts? Like, is there a singular accomplishment that stands out as the capstone achievement, or is there like a few more so?
What I'm most proud of is coming from where I come from, um, and where I am today. It wasn't an easy road. A lot of people would have gave up a long time ago. Um, so what I'm most proud of is, like I said, coming from where I come from, and you know, all the cards were stacked against me, but I've defeated the odds, and I'm still here. You know, competing at the highest level against the best fighters in the world at 40 years old. I don't think there's anything else that should top that. Really, I mean, everything that I've done throughout my career has led me here, and you know, through thick and thin, through fucking walk through fires, ice. So that's what I'm mostly proud of. I'm proud of all the achievements and all the accomplishments that I've done. Considering all the cards were stacked against
Yeah, I mean, hugely impressive, man, and definitely something to be immensely proud of. And that could even serve as a great parting thought in and of itself. But I figured I'd give you the floor, Dennis, if there was maybe a final parting thought you wanted to add as we're kind of wrapping up here. I appreciate you coming on Bowks Talking Bouts and giving your time and insights today, man.
Yeah, I'm just like I said, man. I'm just grateful to be able to compete at the highest level. And in one championship, we got the best strikers in the world, and I've stood toe to toe with them. The Rodtang fight was definitely one for the books, and there's just a lot, man. There's a lot, but most of all was, um, you know, competing at the highest level, knowing the cards are stacked against you. So, you know, um, just also thankful to Chaudhry to give me this opportunity to compete on one of the. I think this event is probably the biggest combat sports event in history of combat sports. So very grateful to be a part of it, and thanks for letting me share that.
Yeah, no, of course, man. I've been a fan of your fights for a while now, so great getting to finally talk to you ahead of this 173 effort. Definitely a massive card to your point, and super stoked for this Takeru fight on November 16th. I'll certainly be checking out that kickboxing bout, and really something for combat sports fans of all persuasions, a little bit of something for everyone. But again, thank you so much for coming on Bowks Talking Bouts today, Dennis. You have a good rest of your day, man, and looking forward to checking out the fight when it goes down too.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.